For Nigerians living in Nigeria, right now is not a good time for you to get into the real estate business, most especially as a first-time investor, because the price of everything has gone up from block to cement, iron rod, every single thing. And if you're a Nigerian who is abroad and you earn in foreign currency, now is a perfect time for you to get started. But hold up, let's look at this quick calculation. Right now, block is 420 Naira, cement is 5,300 Naira. And let's look at what that means in dollars. So for instance, it takes you roughly 4,000 blocks to build a duplex. So 4,000 times 420 Naira gives you about 1.6 million Naira. And in the dollar rate of today, 775 to a dollar, that brings us to about $2,100 thereabout. But if you go back 4 years ago, 2019, a block was 210 Naira and dollar was like 300 to 325 Naira. Now let's do the maths. 4,000 blocks times 210 will give you 840,000 Naira. And that brings us to $2,500. You see, that's $400 that you're going to have more to spend in today's economy. Now, we're not just talking about block, we're talking about cement, we're talking about iron rod, we're talking about paint, so many other things that go into building your property. And so that gives you an idea of how much money you can save. But yes, it's good for you to get started right now. But there are some commas, and that's the essence of this video, for me to tell you what exactly you should not do, what exactly you should do, and what kind of investments that you can get into as somebody who is abroad and you have foreign currency to spend. But before I tell you, there's something off about this video. I don't know, can you feel it? Because I can feel it. Let's do something about that. Yeah, much better. Now I can feel this thing. Now, for those of you who are seeing me for the first time, my name is Yemi Waz, and I've been a practicing architect in the real estate industry for over 4 years, and my designs have generated over 1 billion Naira for my clients in this business. So when I tell you these are the things that you should do or not do, I have some experience to tell you. So now you can relax, now that I feel at home. So the very first thing that you should not do is don't give money to your family members to help you buy something. I mean, the reason why I'm saying this is because most of my audience view from abroad, and I get a lot of calls saying that they want me to help them do this because of this person, because of that person, multiple calls like this. And that's why I said, okay, if people are already having these kind of issues, let me tender these issues to my audience and let you know the do's and don'ts. For instance, this one that I'm saying. So if you want to buy something, rather than giving money to your relative to help you buy from a company.
That's the opposite. You understand?
Pay directly to the company rather than you giving your family member, because there are different things. You don't know the situation that that family member is in. And you might give money and then something happens and then the family member needs to buy something or needs to do something and then your money have entered voicemail.
He shock you.
And that's not what we want. So if you trust your family member, fine, you can go ahead and then you can do that. But there are apps that you can use to pay directly from the app. You have your dollar, it converts to Naira, you pay into a Nigerian account without you having to go through all these exchanges and all of that. Number 2 is don't buy land in remote areas. Don't listen to people who say, oh, this is going to develop one day. If you want to make money right now, buy lands in developed areas where you could build on your land and you could sell. That is a faster way for you to make money as opposed to waiting for one land to develop. I mean, you are earning hard currency. Spend this money and make more money. But if you are looking at investing for the long run, fine, you could go to a remote area and wait 15 years, 20 years later, and who knows how much that would have got into. But if you're looking at the next 3 years, don't go into a remote area to develop. Now, the third one is don't take advice from family members who are not actively investing in real estate, because you can hear family members saying, this is the area for you to invest, though. But are they doing it? If they are not doing it, then why are you listening to them? You should rather listen to professionals who are doing this on a daily basis, who are practicing, who know how the market is changing, who know where people are investing, so that you can make the most out of your money. So that's number 3 thing that you should not do. Now, if you are buying a property in Lagos, make sure you are buying the property during rainy season. Because if you buy the property, you just see on Instagram, the building looks beautiful, everything looks superb, and then you're like, okay, let me contact this agent, let me buy this property. By the time rain falls, hope you have canoe that you can use. Hope you don't have a low car that water is going to destroy. Hope your house is not on the ground floor. And if you are using duplex ground floor, you still have it. So make sure you buy during the rainy season so that you know if the property that you're buying is worth it, you know if the area is worth it. Another thing is, I have some clients who reach out to me and then they say they want to renovate their properties and do Airbnb. In fact, one of my family members has done Airbnb. But you see, the thing is, because you are posh, you are in the UK, you are in the US, you are abroad, and you see Airbnb and then you think, okay, let me do Airbnb in Nigeria too, because when I go home, I don't like staying in hotels or all these kind of things. The truth of the matter is, Airbnb, you must be ready to do the marketing. I'm not saying you as the client, I'm saying you as the business owner, because if you are not doing the marketing, then how many people do you think you can get in a day? Because that is what it takes for you to make money. Rather, how many people can you get to utilize your property daily in a month or in the whole year? So instead of you doing a standalone Airbnb, what I would advise you to do is do blocks of flat. Now the blocks of flat, some of them can go for Airbnb and some of them can go for full year rent. Now when you have some going for full year rent, you have money that sustains the property, you have money that you can use in maintenance, you have money that you can use for yourself to keep. But if you are doing Airbnb and you are not getting market, what happens to the property? It stays empty for many months and there's no money in your pocket. Now the next thing is, if you're buying property on the island, I would advise you to buy flats. Now here's what I mean. If you're buying flats, you have high rise, let's say up to 6 floors. That's not really high rise, but let's say 6 floors. You can buy the flats that are on the first floor, second floor, thereabout, because if there's any issue of flooding on the ground floor, you are not concerned. If there's any leakage from the last floor where the roof is, you are not concerned. And so that's why I'm saying buy blocks of flats. So even if you want to be residing there, when you come home, you know that your property is safe. But if you're not going to be residing there and then you're on the ground floor and something is happening, you are not there to inspect what is happening, then you know that your property will be damaged. But you see, there's this company that one of my clients bought a property from in 2015. He did not buy on the ground floor, he bought on the first floor. And he did not buy on the ground floor because of flooding. He did not buy on the last floor because of leakage. But do you know that the slabs were leaking? And so the wall, the ceiling, every single thing was soaked because of leakage from the person's apartment that was above. Now, if you want to buy property also, ensure that these things are inspected and you look at traces of water mold and things like that so that you do not invest your money in something that is going to deny you collecting rent in the long run. And so now that you know all of that, talking about investment, now let me tell you what kind of investment that you can do if you're looking at doing duplexes. You see, there are areas that you can do that you are not going to be bothered so much about flooding and your properties getting destroyed. And that's where myself and my clients have invested, and that has brought in over £1 billion of real estate revenue over the past 4 years. And I would say agege. So here are 2 designs that I've recently done which are currently being built. And so if you're interested in getting any of these properties, then you can reach out. But I want you to know something. Now is the best time for you to get the properties because within the next 1 year, it would have been sold. And you getting the property right now means that you can adjust the interiors to whatsoever you want and not waiting for us to give you what we think will be best for you. And so this is what I want you to know, and I hope I've been able to provide value for you today. My name is Yemi Walls once again. If this was interesting for you, please hit the like button, hit the share button, let your family and friends know about what they should do, what they should not do when it comes to real estate, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.